Ava Jerome has never been a stranger to chaos, betrayal, or violence. But even for someone with her complicated history, the August 25th episode of General Hospital delivered a shocking twist. After discovering that her supposed partner in crime, Ric Lansing, had not only frozen her bank accounts, but drained them completely, Ava snapped. In true dramatic fashion, she struck him over the head with a globe, sending fans into a frenzy and leaving everyone wondering if Ric had just met his end. It's ironic, really. Ava had been warned about Ric long before things took this dangerous turn. Nina, in particular, had practically begged her to be cautious when it came to her ex-husband. But Ava, driven by equal parts ambition and desperation, thought she could outsmart Ric. Unfortunately for her, Ric had plans of his own, plans that proved just as ruthless and self-serving as Ava's. The end of Ric, or just the end of Ava and Ric? The question on every viewer's mind now is whether Ric survived Ava's violent outburst. Was this the last chapter of Ric Lansing's story in Port Charles, or simply the dramatic conclusion of his tumultuous fling with Ava? While fans wait for answers, it's worth reflecting on what made Ric and Ava such a fascinating duo. Together, they were magnetic, two schemers who thrived in the shadows, feeding off each other's hunger for power and control. Their chemistry wasn't the kind born of love or affection, but rather of manipulation and shared ambition. They weren't just lovers. They were co-conspirators, a true scheme team that added layers of intrigue to every storyline they touched. But as is often the case with pairings built on lies and selfishness, the relationship was doomed from the start. The moment they set their sights on Alexis Davis, using the knowledge of Christina tampering with Ava's car brakes as blackmail material, their fate was sealed. They crossed a line that could never be uncrossed, and in doing so, planted the seeds of their inevitable downfall. Greed destroys them both. Ric and Ava's undoing wasn't just about betrayal, it was about greed. Their alliance was fun to watch, but it was built on shaky ground. Ava, always one to indulge in extravagance, spent money as quickly as they could secure it. Ric, on the other hand, had his eye on the long game. He wasn't about to let Ava's reckless spending drain their ill-gotten gains. In a calculated move, Ric funneled their fortune into treasury bonds, effectively locking it away from Ava while positioning himself to walk away with everything. To Ric, it was the perfect plan. Leave Ava high and dry while he cashed in on their scheming. But Ava is no fool, and when she learned the truth, her fury was instant and deadly. Her violent response was shocking, but not entirely out of character. Ava has always been impulsive, willing to do whatever it takes to protect herself and exact revenge when betrayed. Yet, this latest act of rage could cost her everything. Striking Ric may have felt like sweet justice in the moment, but the fallout could spiral far beyond what she imagined. What comes next? Now the suspense lingers. If Ric survives, will he seek vengeance, or will he find a way to use Ava's outburst as leverage against her? And if he doesn't survive, how will Ava cover up her latest crime? More importantly, how will this impact her already fragile standing in Port Charles? Ava's world has always been a complicated web of deceit, passion, and betrayal, and this storyline is only adding fuel to the fire. Whether Ric is gone for good or returns with a vengeance, one thing is certain. Ava Jerome has once again proven that she is her own worst enemy. And maybe, just maybe, Nina was right all along. Ava should have stayed far away from Ric Lansing. But then again, where would the drama in General Hospital be without Ava's dangerous choices?